Welcome back to the lab. It's nearly the end of January, well, 2/3 of the way through at least, and it's raining, so that must mean it's summer in New Zealand. It's what's happening lately anyway. Other things that are happening, that's back. Remember that? We did a whole engine rebuild and everything on it. It's been done over a period of time due to dollars and things. Everything's really expensive in New Zealand now. Awesome, eh? So we've got all that taken care of, and there's something else that needs to be fixed, and it's a little bit of a major, sort of, not really, but it's a major if you're trying to do it yourself at home. It's one of those. I say a major, like it's not going to be super easy to do, not nicely anyway. The boot on the car is, it's very unhappy. It goes that way round. Now on the car that's behind us here, significant portions of rust all the way through, all the way around there. It's pretty bad. So the customer has sourced this from I believe from a wrecker somewhere. He's loosely followed instructions and just zapped it out just enough to obtain the wheel well section of it. So we're not going to be able to go to factory joins, unfortunately, which would be the nice way, but that's what we've got. Somewhere here, try not to scratch the paint. Bloody wedding ring, I should take that off. Look, see, it's looking gorgeous, isn't it? It's all beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I could shift that air intake temp sensor. I hadn't put that on, and the tuner's fitted it on that side and then run the, it's just a bit yuck. I don't like that. So I'm going to take one of those pipes out and I'm going to put a bung in that, and well, it has to be the one that goes into the throttle, right? So it's got to be this one right here, and put the air intake temp sensor there, right in the middle of your screen there, so we get rid of this horrible, you just don't do that, you don't run wires. Anyway, never mind. This here, this is now a storage device. This here, oh my gosh, it's not very good, is it? So we've got to delete all that rust, get rid of it all. It runs through to about there, you'd get away with, right at the very front, but it's got a hole there as well. So by the time you kind of patch that bit, which goes all the way through, it's just done. You know, by the time you run around and do 50 million little patches, you're better off, especially because it's covered anyway, to zip the whole thing out, paint it, all that sort of carry on, put some more sound deadening back in it, and no one will ever know unless they watch the video. The guy's going to keep it very long term anyway, so we actually don't care too much about whether people know it's been done or what they think. It's his, it needs to be done properly, and so he's happy with it. And we can do both of those. Right, I'm going to delete some of that sound dampening stuff that's going to be in the way. There's a couple of options. We can weld in the new piece, or we could potentially panel bond it. So you can see there's a bit of a tide line around there where the water's gone up to a certain level and it's quite shiny above that. If we cut to the tide line all the way around and clean all the paint off, and then panel bond all the way around, and then just sit the new wheel tub in there, that'd be beauty. That would be pretty good. That is basically prepped for install, ready to go. It won't matter if I'm welding or panel bonding, either or, kind of the same sort of deal. Just remove the paint from that area. So that's the back. I can't slip it in there and mark, well, not yet anyway, mark the area to be cut, because that is still in the car, so it'll hold this up by that height. The car is more or less prepped. Let's have a wander around there, around that post there. That's a pain in the brain. Same deal there. Now I've got to drop, unfortunately have to drop the fuel tank. Don't really want to, but that is the way to do it properly and safely and not risk exploding myself, I guess, or exploding the fuel tank technically, and then I'll just get wiped out by the stuff and things. I looked at this pretty hard and thought, can I actually just take little sections and leave as much of the original car there as possible? But I think by the time you've done that, just replace the whole piece and be done with it, and it's a better job. So I've got to have a look and see how much fuel's in it, get the fuel out of it, disconnect everything that needs to be disconnected, and drop the fuel tank completely out of the car. I could potentially lower it down just a little bit. It comes back to about here, right? Because you can see the floor through the holes in the ground, rather, through the holes in the floor. You need to prep and paint and seal and under seal and or stuff and things underneath all this anyway. So I was ready to do that. It was probably about 3 o'clock yesterday, but I just didn't want to deal with the petrol fumes and everything yesterday. I was, all right, can't be bothered with that. Leave it till tomorrow. So we'll get that done now, get that out of the way, and then it's out with the angle grinder once the fumes are gone, of course, and any spilt fuel, and cut out the bulk of that, and we'll be away laughing. It'll start looking a whole lot better real quick. I've deleted the sound dampening material, vibration dampening, heat insulation, whatever you want to call it, the material for the whole boot floor, so that when I paint this, I'll paint the whole boot floor, and then when I apply some more of this stuff, or the aftermarket equivalent, it's going to look tidier and more in keeping with being unmessed with. I will strategically place it to cover up the join around the wheel well, so that the whole repair disappears. Makes it look nice and kosher. It will be done properly, but we'll just hide the fact that it's been done. Yes, in today's edition of jobs I hate doing, that's one of them, is pulling the fuel tank out. You really see how stuffed that spare tyre well is there. Look at all the daylight coming through everywhere. Well, everywhere. All over the place is a more accurate term, isn't it? Right, next is basically cut that out. It's probably easier to do it from the inside so that all the crap's not falling down on top of me. Everything that I touched under here, if you tried to undo anything with a rattle gun, it just rained dirt. It's very, very dirty under here. Yucky, yucky. Right, okay, let's make a big hole. Great big hole. Got a great big hole in it. At least now it's just one hole instead of multiple. It should have, I guess, I was going to say 3, but let's be argumentative about it, include those 4 holes. So it should have 7 holes in it. 1, 4, 6, 7. There's one at the front there. Anyway, you want to see if it fits. So do I, really. I guess it will. You'll have to excuse the camera work while I try and see what I'm actually really doing. Oh, that was actually too easy, wasn't it? That fits, doesn't it? Fits really good without any trimming or anything. There's some paint where we don't want paint. But otherwise that's really good. I'm going to do some trimming. The funny thing with, if you know that you get the radius of a circle, and that fits in the circle 6 times around. So basically for every centimetre of radius increase, you're adding basically 6 centimetres of welding. So if we can pull that back by 10 mils, that outside diameter, we're taking 60 mils of welding out of it. So the smaller we can make this disc, the better it is if we're going to weld it. If we're going to panel bond it, then the bigger it is, then the bigger the surface area that you've got attaching it to the other panel, and therefore the stronger it is. So I'm just going to make up my mind. it's one or the other. Get on with it. I do have some panel bond here. It is a pretty cool way to do it. It's a lot less toxic for me. I don't have the smell, even though you grind back all the paint and everything. I won't have the smell and all that sort of carry on. And I guess seeing as we've got, even though the fuel lines are blanked off, we've had the fuel system apart, so it's safer to panel bond it. Sort of convincing myself, aren't I? Pretty terrible lighting under here, sorry. Oh, there we go. We can sort of see it. We know where to look, of course. We can see where the join is, but that's all. That's in. It's panel bonded in there. It's sealed up again over the outside. Oh god, stuff falling over everywhere. And some under seal on there, which is more than what the factory did. They just had just a bit of paint, quite thin paint, to be fair. So now I've got the unenviable task of lifting that up into its cradle and attaching all the hoses and all that sort of carry on. I've got a transmission jack. It's a pain in the ass to get out from the other workshop, but I might have to do it. Don't mind the sirens in the background. Yeah, if we stand back here, that actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's awfully red and shiny compared to the rest of the car. Now that red's got it's got some pearls in the clear coat, which makes it really hard to match, but fortunately that's in the boot. So by the time we are standing in here looking at that, everyone will just be saying, why didn't you paint that panel? I don't know why I didn't paint that panel. I know how I didn't paint that panel. It was on the bench over there. Kind of forgot about it. There's another one that's in the maroony colour, but that'll stand out like dog's balls, so we'll just leave it at that for now. I might put some red on it. We'll see. It just involves mixing up a tiny little bit more paint. That's quite wasteful doing that. Now, everything that's black with some grey primer on a couple of little spots where there's a bit of paint missing, that's where the sound dampening material goes, and that overlaps, like I say, over this edge, which you can still see like pretty easily. You can see there's some sealant there, and that's where that has been joined. But it doesn't look any worse than the factory sealant that runs along here. And if you didn't know, you wouldn't even think that that's been put in there. In fact, I'd hazard to guess, unless you're really super clued up on Z32s and you're really looking hard to see for things that aren't quite right, you'd probably overlook that and not even notice it while you're busy doing other things, especially when you put the carpet and the spare wheel and all that sort of carry on. So, pretty happy with that. That's a success. I haven't got any of the sound dampening material. I'll go and fetch that later on. Tomorrow's Friday. We're busy doing other things that are not work-related things. So yeah, we are getting there. Yeah, it looks good from here, doesn't it? Beautiful.